Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. Well, championship today for me. 4th place, 5th clash. Should be a cracking game, hopefully. Just making my way to the Bet365 stadium now. See it there in the background, look. The sun is shining and hopefully it's going to be a cracking game. I don't know if we'll keep the sun out. There's a lot of cloud. You see now I've come down this alleyway. There's a lot of cloud about, but yeah, should be a great clash this. Stoke versus Bristol City. Nice to get a championship game in, and yeah, whew, I'm out of breath already walking here. Great parking though, look after as well here, and yeah, let's go and get signed on, and I'll show you where I'm going to sit. Oh, you can see the ground a bit better now. It is a nice ground as well. This be nice to see them back in the Premier League, but we shall see. Quite busy already, but. Another hour in the coach will be here, so that's obviously what the fans are hanging about for. But anyway, let's go and get our bibs and that and show you where I'm going to sit. Right, here we go. Not a bad ground at all. Like I said earlier, it's Premier League ground this is. But nice bit of lettering. We'll get that in the GV in a minute. Right, let's go and find a spot. Well, I reckon, as you can see, players come out of the tunnel behind me, so I'm going to take advantage of that at half time and whatever, and when they come out, getting the managers and players, and I'm going to opt to sit just here, I think. 18-yard line, I think, again. And yeah, as long as we can, I'm sure we can. Right, let's get cracking. I'll catch up at full time. Well, what a flipping game that turned out to be. 5-1 Stoke, I don't know. So I went Stoke attack first half and it was 3-0 within 25 minutes. I thought, flipping out, this game's done. Now what do I do? Story is the win. And I thought, if Bristol City make a miraculous comeback, that would be a bigger story if it was like something like 3 or so. So I thought, oh, I took a punt and I stayed the same end I was for Bristol City attack second half, and well, chose wrong again, another one of them games, and it ended up being 5-1. Got some nice goals and some nice sellies still, so not the end of the world, but yeah, 5-1 Stoke. And as you can see, it's been flipping raining. It wasn't forecast on I left this morning, I looked at the forecast and it wasn't forecast to rain, but anyway, got a bit damp, but not to worry. Right, I'm going to head back to the car now, and I'll catch up in the living room when we'll go through the set. Well, that was one of those games where you walk away and you think, oh, that was just a bit messy, really, a bit messy in my mind. I got 1.5 goals in the first half, missed the third goal, absolutely fuming with myself for that one. You'll see, I'll explain why I missed it in a minute. And then I opted for the big story for Bristol City making a miraculous comeback if it was going to happen. So I stayed for Bristol City attack second half, and Stoke ended that pretty quickly. But anyway, without further ado, let's check out the set. Right, yeah, so as soon as I got there, I saw that the ref and his team had come out quite early and were having a bit of a conflab with, I don't know who it was, one of the stadium bosses. But yeah, so just shot a couple of them. They were all listening to this chap here anyway and having a bit of a giggle. And I noticed straight away, I thought, November the 1st. Winter ball will be out. So yeah, as soon as I spotted that, I thought, all right, best get some of the winter ball. Obviously they've all gone yellow now. I'm not sure what Premier League have done, but obviously it should be a yellow ball, I think. But anyway, so yeah, and then straight got the widey on and straight into it. Get into just, and that's nice. I love it when grounds have got big lettering on the seats, because you can really make the most of it. So yeah, shot through the goal net there, and then again held my. This is on the R5, so just use the screen. I use the screen as much as I can, and it saves kneeling down or anything. As you'll see, I got a low angle in a minute, but yeah, just tilt the screen round, poke the widey in the top of the net, and just get that one, and then that's where I've used. So I've actually put the R5 almost on the ground
folded the screen out again and got a nice low angle, again looking for this Stoke City, which was good, up into the stands. And as you can see, most grounds now have got this safe standing, these safe standing bars, and so I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll get that one and then I'll get that one just to emphasise the safe standing bars. And yeah, so just thought I'd do that, fill my boots a bit. Went outside and just got, you know, just fans arriving really, and the busyness, trying to get the busyness of what was outside the stadium. And this did make me laugh. Got Grumpy here, look, Grumpy number 1. And I was just following him actually to see where he went, whether he was going to the ticket office or something. And he just looked round, so I snapped him and I thought, that'll do. And he's actually got quite a grumpy look on his face as well. But yeah, quite funny, that one. And then just another widey, obviously trying to get this in. There's some fans arriving, and this fan with his badge collection on his hat, he was, and he's got loads of poppies, look, poppies and all sorts. And I do like looking at these badges and reading them all. But yeah, that made quite a nice shot. And then Bristol City arrive. This is the assistant head coach. The manager must have come by car because he never got off the coach. And just one or two of the players arriving. Look at his headphones. I don't know what was quite going on there, but and then back into the ground to again use that lettering on the seats just for the the players just looking round. And this lad, I see him here. Look, he was walking towards, and he was pretending to take a free kick and stuff. And I thought, what are you doing? Anyway, he came right into the 5-yard area and he was pretending to score. So just thought that makes something a bit different. And then I shot up into the stand, and just to get that nice high angle, always try and get that, again, using those letterings to my advantage, those letters. And then these lads walking off, and then I went, yeah, that's right, I went down onto my 70-200, folded that screen out again, just got these two lads walking, and then someone walked in front of me, and I thought, bloody hell. But actually, this is obviously, that's someone's calf there, and then the front of his knee there. And I thought, tell you what, I'll send that off. Sort of frames them quite nicely. And yeah, so made the most of that. One of the programme, didn't go for that. I hadn't done a programme front actually, I hadn't shown you them for a bit, and I just thought that looked quite nice in the grass on the corner flag. So got that. Back outside again for some fans arriving. Got these two. Again, low angle on the 70-200 and the R3. Fold the screen out, which is really handy. Then stood up and got a nice high angle, and I thought, because we've got some Stoke colours here and here, made quite a nice shot of everyone streaming into the ground, so that's quite nice. And this family coming in, and these lads were laughing, so I thought I'd shoot that. And then back in the ground again, and I thought, oh, that's something a bit different. Always try and look for something different, because you never know what's about. And cameraman was just filming warm-ups, so I thought I'd get that, which made quite a nice, something just a bit different. Always try and think outside the box if you can. And then just some warm-up there, and the referee and his two assistants warming up, having a laugh with each other. And back onto the players again for a bit of warm-up. Got these two, look, and they were looking at me, and they didn't know whether to smile or not. And I said, give us a fist punch, give us a yes. And so Dad gave me a yes, and that made quite a nice shot of those two fans. One of the winter match ball, thought I'd better get that. So I picked it up and I just placed it nicely, give it a wipe, and shot that again, with using the screen on the R3 and the 70-200, so got that. There we are then, ref and the assistants walking out, and Stoke manager, he's actually having quite a good season. They're quite high up in the league. And that was the Bristol City manager. Obviously there's the assistant, look who I got coming off the coach, that's the Bristol City manager. And another one of Robbins. It is Robbins, isn't it? Sure it is. Yeah, Mark Robbins, crikey, I'm going mad. Yeah, Mark Robbins, Stoke manager. And then this is the first goal, so what we at, look, 3 minutes past 3 and Stoke score. And I don't know who's real, I think actually, a bit naughty, I sent this off, but I think it's him that's in focus, look, for some reason. My focus square must have been, well, looking at the centre of the frame, it would have been here, look, so it's picked him up. But then the next shot sort of drifts off and gets onto the keeper. And yeah, he tapped that one in. He's hidden here, look, so a bit of a messy shot really, but I sent him off anyway. And then obviously my focus points picked up on the goal scorer there, look. Off he went, bit of celebration. And it was quite nice to see Creswell. And obviously he used to play for West Ham, so nice to see him again. And just flicking across in there, and nice clean background. So I thought I'd send that, and God, I thought he was going to score, but he just didn't quite get his head over the ball. He's climbing really high, but yeah, he knocked that over the bar. And then just getting some of the managers, just shouting out some instruction. Always try and get some of that. Goes with the story nicely. And then this is number 9 that obviously scored that first goal, so I'm just sort of concentrating on him a bit, just in case he makes any more shots on goal. But and then there we are, look, so I think he knocked it out. What are we looking at? Yeah, 21, so less than a minute. So he knocked it out to the wing, and then I think he ran off, and the keeper gathered it. Well, he'd gathered the ball, and I'm then moving back to play, getting ready, just having a look through the 400, I think, to see who's going to be getting ready for the goal kick. And he flipping fumbled it, didn't he? Straight into this lad's path. Then he dinked it in, and I thought, oh no. Anyway, because it was a bad keeper error, I sort of stuck on him for a bit, followed him off, and then so he's gone. The goal scorer's gone out of frame. Got the fans cheering, and then I went back and sort of had a couple of seconds on the keeper as he was having a right wobbly, and just looking dejected, and that was that 2-0, and so I've missed the second goal. And just one of the, obviously the ref here, because it's Remembrance Sunday this weekend, guys. Remember Remembrance Sunday. So wherever you are, they'll probably celebrate it. They'll probably have a minute's silence, I think, just before kick-off or whatever. So remember that. Remembrance weekend. So yeah, referee's got the poppy on here, so I just thought I'd make the most of that. And then, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know why that's not in time order. They should be in time order. But anyway, then we've got the celebration of his second goal, and again through the posts. And he just turned round actually and just G'd the fans on, and that was used in the papers, I think, on the Monday anyway. Oh, was it on the Sunday? One of the days they just cut it out, cut right into his head, and it was still nice and sharp, so that worked all right. But I don't know why he was tapping at his watch. But unless he hadn't scored for a bit, I'm not sure. But and then here's the third goal. I got that quite nicely actually. Nice strike. I managed to get 2 frames. That one there, and then the ball just nearly out of frame. And then he ran off and celebrated with his teammates. Unfortunately, he went the other side again, other side of the goal. But some nice celebrations. And then I did see that one of the guys that was sat the other side of the goal got that a peach, got that really nice. And obviously that's later on in the game. He scored, I think he scored number 4, number 7 here. And so you got 3 goal scorers in the frame there, which was quite nice. Nice. And like I always say, always, if you don't quite get what you want, keep following the goal scorer, because he'll give you something. They usually do, whether it's just a little fist punch or get the fans G'd up. And he ran straight over to Mark Robbins and high-fived Mark Robbins when he'd scored. So that made a nice frame. And I thought, yeah, that's not too bad. Pleased I followed him. So yeah, always follow the goal scorer if you can. And depending on what's going on, like, just a bit of action here. Another one of the poppy on the ref's shirt. Thought I'd better get plenty of that. And I never noticed actually he's got a wristband on here. Look, what does that wristband say? Let's have a look. If it'll be, I don't know if it'll be clear enough. Let's have a look. The ref. Don't know what that is. Some sort of rainbow band anyway. But yeah. Anyway, I didn't notice that last week. But nice one of him there with a nice clean backdrop, apart from 2 high vis. But oh, and then here's the 4th goal now. So second half. This is second half, and that was just a melee. It was a bit of a mess of a goal. Didn't get any of that, but I followed him again, and he ran straight to one of his teammates who was warming up on the sideline and gave him a bit of an embrace. So that was quite nice. Then a high five from Creswell, and then the keeper's right up there as well. Look, and he had a bit of a celebration with him, and also made some nice sellies. And then he went off towards the fans and just gave that. So got plenty of that. Didn't get the goal, but got plenty of celebration. And then I just thought I'd keep this in just for an example of an okay-ish sort of stock imagery. So that works quite well. And here's the, so what's this? Here's the 5th goal. It's the 5th goal. Number 9 again, look, got his hat-trick obviously. You'll see him with the ball later on at full time. But yeah, he sent the keeper the wrong way. And just hit the back of the net, which was nice. And then I just followed him, bit of a knee slide. And got the fans' reaction in the background, which is quite nice. Knee slide and bit of reaction. And then this is quite a nice celebration, because obviously he'd scored number 4, he'd scored number 5, which was his hat-trick. And are we on number 5? Yeah, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. Yeah, 5-0 it is at the minute. And some nice celebration. And then here's 5-1. A dink off the corner. This number 7 here just flicked the header in and it beat the keeper. It looped right in the air, look. And then beat the keeper and into the net. And do you know what? He still celebrated. Look, he gave the fans were sat behind me. He gave them a bit of a fist in the air and off he went like. But yeah, 5-1. That's how it stayed. One of the captain there, Stoke captain, which is quite nice and clean. And you can see it's raining now. And another nice shot that I think would work well as a stock image. And then I just wanted to portray and paint the picture of it raining and getting heavier. And so I just thought I'd do a general ground shot with playing. And then I'm looking for dejection now from the Bristol City players, and that was quite nice. Bit of dejection there, and then a bit more there, look. Just trying to paint the picture. And then we're at full time. And plenty of embracing going on. And he didn't look too happy, the Bristol City manager. And then he came too close, look. I stayed on my 70 to 200 and I could see him walking towards me, and I'd purposely gone back towards the fans because I knew they were going to do some sort of fist punch and some sort of celebration. And then he started shouting and going to, and he got too close, look, chopped his hand off. But nice celly all the same. And there's the goal scorer with the hat-trick, ball. And then one of Mark Robbins. And then and then number 7 come over and he was geeing the crowd up as well, and which made a nice shot. And then one of the goal scorers, he scored the 4th goal, giving the fans what for. And that's it. I think, is that the last one? Yeah, that's the last one. So yeah, all in all, I filled my boots and I was happy with the set in the end. But just I always get really wound up when I don't get the goal and the celly. But if you don't get the goal, just keep following the goal scorer, and you'll get something, hopefully. And yeah, so managed to get him, number 22, making some nice sellies. So yeah, job's good. And so where am I tomorrow? I've got 12:30 kickoff tomorrow. Crew Alexandra versus Shrewsbury Town. So yeah, 12:30 kickoff for me. So I'll be hitting the road about 7. Get to the ground for about 9:30, something like that. And yeah, we'll get that game. Should be back in good time, hopefully. But yeah, looking forward to that. Weather doesn't look too bad. Got the waterproofs in the truck already. So yeah, we're all ready for that. And yeah, job's a good one. Well, that's another week gone. Look forward to the weekend. Hopefully, if you're out, you'll have a good game. Do let me know where you are. And yeah, let us know how you're getting on. And don't forget the Facebook group, Photography Chat. Be great to see you on there if you're not a member on there already, and come and join us and show us all your work, whether it's sport or anything goes on the Photography Chat page, modelling, portraits, aviation, anything goes on there. Obviously woodlands, landscapes. And yeah, it'd be great to see your work. If you're not a member on the Photography Chat page, do come and join us. And it literally runs itself now. I started it out, if you're not aware of the group, I started it out back in COVID. And just to get sort of photographers just sharing their work and that. And I think there's over 2,000 members now. So and it does run itself. I ought to jump on there later and change the header. I haven't changed it for ages. I'm really guilty. I do feel bad, but the group runs itself now, and I keep an eye on it, obviously. But yeah, come and join us if you're not a member yet. It'd be great to see you. But anyway, if you're out and about this weekend, whatever you're doing, have a great shoot, and we'll catch up next week. Job's a good one.